guys, Gene here. I'm going to be making a DIY Halloween costume of a cyborg, and I wanted to share the process with you, so here's what you'll need. Alright, you will need aluminum foil. You don't need a whole lot of it because you're only going to be covering about half of your head with it. It's just to give a base and protect your skin from the expanding foam sealer. It's the next ingredient that you need. After that, you're going to need some chrome spray paint, scar putty, which you can get at the costume section at your local Walmart or costume shop, wherever you buy your Halloween supplies, some latex skin, some spirit gum adhesive. This stuff is very potent, so make sure that you buy the one that has the remover, because this stuff is a pain to get off if you don't have the remover. Here we have red glass beads. We have a string of LED lights that are battery operated, and we have makeup. It is a foundation or base. You want to get something that's as close to your natural skin tone as possible, unless the scar putty is your natural skin tone, which it is not mine, so I'm going to have to use something to blend it. And on to the next step. So for the next step, you want to take your aluminum foil and you just get a long enough piece of it so that it can go from the front of your head all the way across the top and down the back to the top of your neck. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take it and you're going to roll it up. And I mean, crinkle it, you know, you just want to keep the length. All we're using this for is rigidity. Alright, so there's the piece of aluminum foil that I rolled up. It's about 2 feet long. I mean, it's not too long, but it's long enough to go from say the tip of my nose over the top of my head and down to the base of my skull, top of my neck. What you're going to do next is you want to take another piece of aluminum foil about the same length. You want to put it right up to the edge of your rolled up piece, and you want to roll it under. This next step, you don't have to do this, but I have used a piece of duct tape, and I used the gold colored duct tape, but you don't have to use any tape or anything like that. I just wanted to affix it and make it easier, because I'm going to be doing a lot of this with one hand, as I don't have anybody to record me while I'm doing this. So just to make it easier on myself, I decided to put some duct tape to hold it, keep it from coming unraveled on me. So okay, now that I have a decent mold of half of my head, this is where the fun part begins. We take our expanding foam sealer and shake vigorously for 30 seconds. I'll get right back. Alright, all shaken and ready to go. I've screwed the nozzle on. Now I am doing this in the house, so I've put down a plastic trash bag just to protect my dresser from being coated with this stuff. You just want to put a nice thick bead of it all the way around the outside edges. That'll give you a good starting point. You just run around, you fill in the open area in between. And this part doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to expand quite a bit, and you're going to be cutting away most of it once it's expanded anyway. So yeah, perfection is not necessary at this point. Alright, as you can see, it's set up now. It's nice and solid, nice and firm, and I have already begun cutting out the shape that I want in the front. And this is where the cyborg eye is going to be. And then I've got a lot more cutting to still do. Anyway, yeah, I'll do a little more cutting. I'll get back with you. Okay. After a lot of carving, let's see what I'm left with, and I do have the opening there to insert the special effect that I was telling you about. Actually, what it is there is an app that you can download for your cell phone that allows you to insert your cell phone into a mask or into a shirt or something like that, and it gives different effects. In this case, it's going to be a cyborg eye, and I will try to show that to you once I get it in here. I'm going to have to borrow somebody else's phone to to record it, but yeah, this is where I'm at so far. So a lot of carving. You can see how rough it is. I'm going to have to coat it with I'm thinking some packing tape, shipping tape or something heavy duty before I throw a coat of paint over it. And I've got some little stuff that I'm going to throw in there. I've got some old PlayStation memory cards. I'm going to use, I'll find a place to put them on there and make them, you know, look part of the effect. I've got some broken headphones here I'm going to pull wires out of, maybe use speakers. And I've got an old controller here I'm going to take apart and use some of the circuit boards so I can give a more authentic cyborg look. So I'll show you when I've got some of that stuff put on there. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've ran the lights. I've been cutting slits in the styrofoam and running the LED lights in the slits, like so they're inside of the styrofoam. And then everywhere where there's a light, I'm putting these red glass beads in front of the light, so when I turn them on, I haven't put any glass beads right there yet, but see, I put some there, put some here, put some here. Now when I paint this, you won't be able to see the light shining through. I'm gonna make sure to cover the lighted areas before I paint it, of course, and then that way it'll look a lot cooler, a lot more bright and red. Now this was an old flashlight here that didn't work anymore, and so I took it apart and I filled the end where the bulb was, the bulb assembly, with those red glass beads. And I ran one of those lights in, I drilled a hole in the case and I ran one of those lights inside of it so it illuminates behind the red glass beads, and I filled those with glue, with the glue stick, with the hot glue gun. And so that's what I've been doing here, is filling this with hot glue to try to fill up the gap. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of styrofoam to put in there to fill the gap, and then I'm going to hot glue over the top of it. So anyway, but that's the progress so far, and I'll yeah, I'm gonna work on it some more and I'll get back to you. Okay, I got all the carving done, and I decided to put some cardstock pieces on the outside of it to make it more smooth, and I went ahead and painted it with a coat of silver, and you can see what it looks like now. I've still got some pieces masked that I need to uncover, but Uh, I thought I would show you the silver paint job. Oh, you can tell I painted it in the house, in my room. I had the door open, but it's like, I don't know, 20 degrees outside right now, so, you know, I couldn't paint it outside because it would never dry. Yeah, I don't advise painting in the house, but, you know, I really didn't have a choice. Anyhow, that's as far as I've gotten. I'll show you more in a bit. Okay, guys, I think I'm done. Put some little screws in it and everything to make it look like metal plates. This is basically a bunch of PlayStation parts. There's an old memory card. There's pieces from a PlayStation controller. There's wires. I've got a couple of old flashlights. There's the part of the headphones that I took apart. There's another memory card for an old PlayStation. Anyway, and this is without the lights on. Now this flips up, and then cell phone goes inside here, and the cell phone is gonna display an image of a cyborg eyeball. That's gonna be flashing different colors and stuff. And remember, I did put the battery-powered LED lights into it, so that's what it looks like with the LEDs on. Anyway, but yeah, so I think it's gonna look pretty cool once I get the cyborg eyeball going on it. I'm gonna have to borrow someone else's cell phone, like I was saying, so that I can show you guys what it looks like when it's actually turned on and everything. So anyway, that's it for now. Alright, here's the finished product. I even glued a wig in because personally I have no hair. So cybernetic eye. Complete with sound effects. And I have the long cord coming off from it right here that's got the battery pack.